Hi, this is Simon Chan, and welcome to my No BS, No Hype network marketing training. Recently, one of my Diamond Mastermind members asked a question, was how to motivate one of his downlines that was in a funk, that was in a rut in life, in a funk. And of course, when your personal things are not going well, it leads to the business not going well, right? Because you can't focus if you are not doing well personally. So it's a couple of things. Number one is I'm human. We're all human. We all go through this. And part of success in life, and not just business, is learning to handle your emotions. EQ, right? And so the couple of things, we all get in a rut. We all have problems. It happens to everyone. So I'm gonna, share a couple of things here today that'll help you out. The first thing is, when things go bad, go out and have a sense of gratitude. Go out there and be grateful for what you have. Because no matter how bad it is, okay, it can be way worse. And especially if you live in countries first world countries like the U.S., Australia, or Europe, Western Europe, right? We have so much more than what other people in the world don't have. So think about, for a second, take a second, be grateful for what you have. Forget about your problems for a second. Just be grateful for what you have. I mean, I just came back from a bike ride and it felt great, right? That's when I exercise, I'm grateful because I've actually been to countries where, forget about biking, it's dangerous for me. I can't even, I'm a fitness fanatic. I love running, working out, biking. But I've been in countries where I can't even walk outside by myself. Okay, without bodyguards, just because of my skin color. And it's not just, muggings or robberies, it's just, threat of being kidnapped and held for ransom. All because of my skin color. Just because of my skin color, I get targeted, right? So when when I go out there and we can go for a walk, a bike ride, anything, be grateful. Because a lot of people don't even have that, right? There's a lot of places in the world where there's turmoil, there's war, you could be shot and killed easily. Right, so just be grateful for what you have, no matter what problems you have. Think about what maybe there's people who love you. There's things that you have that other people don't have. So be grateful for what you have already. That immediately will make you feel a lot better. Okay, and even if you don't have anything, you're breathing, you're alive. Okay, maybe you have your 4 limbs. Some people are paralyzed. Maybe some people they lost their limbs at the war or in a car accident. Right. Maybe you can speak. Maybe you can even watch this video. You have eyesight, right? Some people are born blind. They even have a chance to see. They're born blind. So first of all, just take a second how grateful you are. That sense of gratitude will make you automatically feel better and focus on the things you have instead of the things you don't have. Because the more you focus on what you don't have, you lack, that's what manifests. It goes back to the law of attraction. Whatever you focus on, whatever you think, that's what you attract, right? If you keep thinking about your problems, you will just get more problems. Those problems will become bigger and bigger. So focus on what you do have. Be grateful. The second tip is, stop thinking that you're in a rut or in a funk. The more you think about it, the more it's going to be worse, because it's like the law of attraction. Whatever you focus on, that's what your time, that's what you attract. And this actually, I did a mindset training at top of the reticular activating system, which in your brain, where once your brain notices something, like it's programmed in the brain, it would actually go find things for you. It's like a radar. It will automatically go and find those things for you. And a great example is if you got your first car, right? You got your first car, and you maybe that's the coolest car. But once you got it, because your brain knows that car now when you go out on the street, you see a lot of people with the same car, right? Or when you first got your first iPhones or your iPads or whatever it is, or your first Apple, right? Before it's so cool, but once you got it, because your brain sees it, thinks about it, now everywhere you go, you see the same thing. And it could be a pair of shoes, a shirt, or whatever you're wearing. So whatever you think about, that's what you attract. That's where your brain will find opportunities to manifest those thoughts. So the more you think about your rut, your funk, the worse the problems will get, and your brain will actually go out there and find more problems for you. Okay, but that's what's telling. It's like the radar. So you got to switch that radar into things that you want in life and not what you don't want. Okay, please just be grateful. And the easy thing is just be grateful for what you have. A good example, by the way, is athletes who are professional baseball players, the stars. They don't. Every game is not a great game, right? Some baseball players, they're in a slump, but they never say they're in a slump. Doesn't matter. They're like they haven't gotten hit for 20 at bats. The newspaper reporters write it, right? But that's why they never read the newspapers, because they just focus like every day, because they know that's part number one, part of the journey of life that is going to go up and downs. So they don't need to know that they're down, because the more they know they're down, because once you start playing a game thinking, oh, I'm in a slump right now, I'm down, guess what? It's going to just get worse and worse and worse. So it doesn't matter if it's basketball players, wherever, they keep missing shots. They don't think about it. They never read the press, because they don't want. The more they read about it, they start thinking about it, and it just going to get worse. So let it go. The fact that you're even thinking you're in a rut or slump, you get even worse. And in business, when I first started prospecting, there were times when it seems like, I'll get signups left and right. And there were times where I couldn't get signups. I was like, I'm in a slump. And one of my things my mentor said is, don't even think about you're in a slump. If you're in a slump, it's only going to get worse. So be grateful you're not in a funk. The last thing is just let it go. You know what? Let it go. And again, and the easiest way to let go, sometimes vision of what you want things to be like. Like close your eyes, vision. And another thing you can do is write it down. Then write down what you want things to be, right? Write it down. Third is write down what what the current situation is, what you don't want to happen. And even sometimes this works for a lot of people. They write down the current situation, their funk, and after they write it down, they crumple that piece of paper up and throw it away, right? But the act of like throwing it away tells your brain that, hey, it's in the garbage can, it's done with, and you let it go. Okay, life moves on, and the story is, years from now, 5 years from now, whatever you're struggling with, you're not going to think about it, right? It's not a big deal. Think about 10 years ago. Doesn't matter how old you are, whatever problems you're with, that time it seemed like a big deal at the end of the world. Now, you're probably not thinking about it. It doesn't matter. Think about when you first had, it's like your first crush, when you liked a girl, you liked another guy, right? You want to go on your first date, and then it probably went bad. You thought it was the end of the world. Now, years from now, it doesn't even matter. All your problems back in high school that seemed like it's going to change and your life would be over, guess what? Turns out it wasn't such a big deal. So let go of the problems. And two other things I want to share is be grateful. Again, it goes back to gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. Everyone has problems, okay? I have problems. Celebrities have problems. And actually, that's why a lot of times we're shocked that celebrities have problems, because they're supposed to be perfect. But they're not. They're just human, just like you, just like myself. They're human. But at least, we're actually, in many sense, we're lucky. We should be grateful. We don't, our problems we can hide, right? So everyone you see out there, everyone has a problem, but you may not see it. With the celebrities, they got paparazzi hanging around, and they're basically on the 24/7 surveillance, and whatever problem, it's in the tabloids, right? At least we don't have to deal with that. Imagine what they have to go through. We at least get some privacy without problems, right? So again, it goes back to be gratitude, be grateful. And last thing is do something. One thing that makes you feel better is go outside, go enjoy nature. Sometimes all the materialism, I like to go in the woods, in the beach, the water. You see the structures, concrete, that can add stress. Go out to the nature. That's why I enjoy running outside. I enjoy biking. Look at the leaves. Learn to appreciate the small things. It could be a bird chirping, woods, the green of a tree, the leaves that are falling, the snow, right? The waves that come in. Just stare at something like that for like 10 minutes. You realize there's so much beauty in the world, and makes you, again, it goes back to gratitude and be grateful. For me, I enjoy exercising. That makes me feel good. Every day I can exercise. I'm so grateful I can do that. I have the limbs, I have the energy, I have the place to do that, right? So those are a couple of tips I'll share, but it always goes back to gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, and those problems, first of all, you're not the only one. Let it go. Do something, let it go. Go out, do something that makes you feel good. And remember, if everyone, someone actually told me this. If we went to a swap meet, right? Like swap meet, like trading things. If everyone put their problems on the table and trade, and you saw how bad other people's problems were, you probably will want to take all your problems back. So whatever you're facing is not the end of the world. Just go on, let it go, Be grateful for what you have. And, time will pass, and years from now, whatever you're dealing with wouldn't even matter anymore. So I hope this is helpful. It's just learning how to deal with emotions, the problems of life is a big part of what life is about. We all have problems, but it's how you deal with them that matters. And I'm not telling you to run away from your problems. Just accept that, hey, this is the challenge I have, but you will figure it out because you'll figure out other problems in the past, and you will overcome this. And years from now, you'll be grateful for the lesson you learned. Starts with gratitude. Anyway, this is Simon Chan. Thank you for watching my No BS, No Hype Network Marketing training. And if you get anything out of this training, just be grateful. We should be grateful for what we have every day. We're very blessed. Thank you for watching. And remember, we're in the profession to help others. So go out there and have a positive impact in someone's life today. God bless you all.